is the first time that this event has happened here in Auburn. For those of you out here down Webster Road, specifically Ridgewood Village Mobile Home Parks, Gentilly, Swan Mobile Home Parks, that area, this is your safe place. We can confirm Pepperell Parkway has reopened to regular traffic. And in all the sad news tonight, the good news is no one was injured during this fire. Barbara, there were reports that a second suspect may have been involved in this situation. This fire was started by a grass fire, that one on the side of the interstate. A few minutes ago, I received a statement from Auburn University giving us some new details about that construction worker that fell nearly 15 feet at a Martin Luther King Jr. celebration event today. One Georgia representative told churchgoers they must not be afraid of a Trump in the White House, but also said he is skeptical of the nation's new leader. Well, Barbara, you may remember that the home decorative company, they make signs just like this one called Swoon & Company, had an F rating with the Better Business Bureau. And while for now that rating will remain the same, since our story aired, owner Jenny Pierce is working to make things right with her customers.
So then I emailed her again and told her, look, I just want my products or my money back.
And that is now what customer Anna Boutwell has.
After your first story, the company has been responsive to the complaints that we've got.
And now owner Jenny Pierce is answering questions about what customers called questionable business practices.
The company grew, larger than we ever expected. I never expected to go from, just this year we started at 20,000 fans, and that was in July. Now we have over 53,000. So just in that amount of time, the amount of customers that we receive a week or messages, it's sometimes overwhelming.
And those growing pains coupled with personal issues is what Pierce says allowed her business to slip through the cracks. But she's now working hard to change that.
Since everything aired on the news, we have hired more people, and I do have interviews tomorrow as well for a personal assistant to kind of accumulate everything that's been going on and help me with all the messages and everything else in regards to the problems that were at hand.
Swoon & Company is also working to resolve complaints with the Better Business Bureau. Interim CEO Kelvin Collins says of the 153 complaints in the last year, the company has resolved 14, is currently working to resolve 22, and is hopeful that 86 more will be resolved in the coming weeks.
We're contacting the consumers that have the complaints and making sure that when response, we go to the consumer to make sure that they've gotten either the tracking number or the product that they have ordered.
Just a few short weeks ago, we introduced you to Taylor Johnson and Holman Head. Taylor invited Holman, her lifelong friend, to Auburn High School's homecoming. Taylor dressed up and decorated her car like NASCAR's Kyle Busch, Holman's favorite driver. The dance was Saturday night, and after the traditional exchanging of flowers, a few hugs, and a whole lot of pictures, it was time for Holman and Taylor to decorate their ride so they could race to homecoming.
Before you finish decorating, I need to show y'all something. Will y'all come in for just a minute?
But what the two didn't know is that there was a special homecoming surprise in store for them.
Hey Taylor and Holman, Kyle Busch here. I hear that tonight is your homecoming dance, and I also hear, Holman, you're a pretty big fan. So I just wanted to say that I appreciate that and you being a huge supporter of the number 18 team. And for that, we're going to send you a number 18 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry to give you two a ride to the homecoming dance.
And just when the two thought their night couldn't get any better, it did.
I also think that since we'll be racing in Talladega in a couple weeks, that maybe you two should come on out and join us for the race weekends.
After hearing that he'll be going to Talladega to meet his favorite driver, Holman only has one requirement.
Meet Kyle Busch?
Yeah, with her.
So Holman, Taylor, and their family will be headed to meet Kyle Busch in Talladega next weekend.
He's faced with a lot of nevers in his life, and tonight one of those is scratched off his list. It becomes a reality, and he will hit the replay button in his mind over and over and over again.
And for Taylor, she wouldn't want to spend her senior homecoming with anyone else.
He just means the world to me, and I could never imagine doing anything different than this right here. And so I'm happy, and I could never imagine a better day than him.
And News Leader 9 will be in Talladega next weekend as Taylor and Holman meet Kyle Busch.
We're going to Dega!
The nights are always busy, and they staff 2 people to serve that restaurant when it should have been 3.
Hoperia Johnson calls it a mismanagement that would eventually lead to her and another Waffle House employee dishing it out right in the middle of the restaurant.
One of my customers needed a fork. So this is why I guess they say we were fighting over dishes. I went to the dish pit and asked Alex could she move so I could wash the dish, and she wouldn't move, and I asked her again and she wouldn't move. So in frustration, I threw the fork down in the dish pit. And I turned around and she just got in my face and started cussing and carrying on.
The verbal exchange only lasting a short time before the first punch was thrown.
She pushed me and I pushed her back up off of me and she started swinging. She hit me twice before I realized that I needed to do something to get her off of me.
Hope area began fighting back, at one point hitting Alex over the head with a spatula, but says her goal was never to hurt her friend.
I was about to throw her into the grill, and I thought about, this is my friend, I can't do that to her. But she was still fighting, so I just grabbed the spatula and kind of like beat her off of me, but she still was fighting. And if you watch the video, I had to pick up a plate and throw the plate at her. Alex was just not Alex that night.
During this altercation, no one was arrested, according to Auburn police. That's because by the time officers arrived, the fight had already ended. We reached out to Waffle House and they told us in a statement that, quote, they were investigating. Reporting in Auburn, reporting in Opelika, reporting from Auburn. For now, we're live in Auburn. Reporting in Midtown Columbus. Live in Auburn, Brandon Etheredge, WTVM News Leader 9.